Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the exciting episode of INTV Team Action News for June 20th, 2013. I'm Nolan Weiss.
And I'm Jeffrey Jorgensen.
And Jeffrey Jorgensen, how's it been this last week in this beautiful weather?
It's been rainy.
Well, the last day has been rainy, but that's been a really nice thing, especially for my garden.
And the mushrooms.
And the mushroom season's
picking.
kind of done.
Not
you got to go on the high
There
heels now.
has been a extravagant amount of mushrooms being picked in the burn lands of the Taylor Bridge.
Yeah, you got a good point right there.
There
The
has
Taylor
been.
Bridge and the Tabletop Mountain Fire have left some really good mushrooms out there. So if you're a mushroom picker, get out there and pick away.
It was funny, we had a bonfire up at Fish Lake, like I mentioned earlier, for Father's Day, but my dad was sitting in his chair, he just looked right over, and there it was, right there.
Just morel?
Morel, perfect little morel.
No, really? Just popped it right in?
Yeah, he just flipped it up.
You don't want to do that. You actually want to cook them.
Well, this last weekend, the UKC Rotary held their annual golf tournament that took place in Tumble Creek, and it was a good time all around. Tons of proceeds were made, $10,000.
Hi, I'm Jody, and we're at the Rotary Golf Tournament. This is Nolan, and we're actually getting him in front of the camera today.
I know, and thank you, Gary Burt, for filming us. And I cannot wait to actually golf. I just said film, but golf at the Rotary Golf Tournament.
We're pretty excited. All the money raised today goes to local groups in our own community, as well as scholarships and lots of really cool stuff. So thanks for all these amazing people for coming out today. Beautiful weather, awesome venue. Couldn't have asked for anything better. Thanks, Commissioner Burt, for being here. We love you.
And thank you for filming.
Yes.
Thank you for watching. Are you excited to golf?
Oh yeah, I guess so. Well, yeah, you got to make sure that you take it easy on these kids, though.
Oh yeah, she's the one that's going to be carrying the team.
They got to be. Yeah.
I think Marion Weiss just about has to add another room in her house for trophies.
Our tournament sponsors, like to really recognize them, Suncadia, Tumble Creek, and a real big thanks for Kelleher's.
Great job to the Rotary Golf Tournament for raising such great money to the local youth of our community and for the Rotary Association. Great job. The dinner and auction, the dinner was exquisite, and the auction items were really good too. Unfortunately, didn't win anything.
Yep. And nobody won the putting tournament. No one
For
won.
$5,000.
No one won the hole-in-one or the shootout.
The shootout was $100,000.
$100,000.
Just imagine getting a hole-in-one right there, but your odds of getting a hole-in-one on the shootout are slim
I would
to none.
retire. I'd retire for the rest of my life.
Oh yeah,
Just watch
you and
my-
$100,000.
Yeah, I would put it on
You'd
a
buy
CD.
one car and you'd spend $100,000 probably on fixing that
It
car.
would be a DeLorean.
Yeah, I'd
The
definitely buy a
DeLorean. It
I
would
just
be
saw
the-
a DeLorean, an actual replica of the movie prop. They said it was to the T, and it went for $60,000.
That's crazy.
Had the flux capacitor,
See,
the
the-
neon lights on the side, everything.
My roommate said that he met the guy who owns the DeLorean this past winter down in Arizona, and he said he pulls it out and drives it every once in a while.
Owns a DeLorean?
No,
or
owns the
DeLorean?
DeLorean, and
Marty
he said
McFly's?
he spent over
Actually,
$1
Doc's.
million on it, obviously. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure that car's retired and it's in a museum.
I would think so too.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I think he's a fibber.
I don't know. He said he met the guy, so I don't know. Eddie's giving us hand signals back there.
He's
throwing
telling
up
us to
gang
keep
signs.
going. End of the school, Upper Kittitas County Youth Barbecue was going on. This was a great youth activities barbecue to say goodbye to the kids and have a wonderful summer. Don Bass and the rest of the volunteers were at the Cleveland Park to get the great festivity going, and Eddie was there. Or
I believe
actually,
Miles.
Miles
Miles
there.
was down there. I told him to joust one of the kids.
And his big old muscles probably
Yeah.
knocked a kid out. But they were down there getting some footage for you. Thank you, Don Bass, and everybody that helps out with the kids of the Upper Kittitas County, because they're important, the youth, is the next generation of who is going to be running this town, and we all have to make sure they have clean minds and they respect the heritage of the Upper Kittitas County so they can run it just as good as everybody else is.
I think the overall objective was to kick off the summer and give them something to do.
Well, that's always the objective, but there's always something behind that objective, is making those kids enjoy the summer and enjoy that school is out and have a party for it, and remind them to be safe during that summer and make smart decisions.
You might be looking a little bit too deep into it, but
I dug
it's
a
a good
hole
way to
pretty
kick off the summer. And I remember when I was in 7th grade and 8th grade, and then we would have these, and they took place behind the school, actually on the school property. We had the 3-legged race, and it was back when the Macarena came out, because I remember doing a dance
We had a
competition.
full assembly of the Macarena, and they were saying that they were going to get the Guinness Book World Records. Yeah, right, our 360
38 students. Our 38 students,
Yeah,
biggest
just
Macarena ever.
yeah, Ellensburg decided to do the Macarena. Oh, we're beat.
Shut us down. Even
Yeah.
Thorpe one year.
Yeah.
They graduated more than us.
But congratulations to everybody that graduated and everybody that's moving up to the next grade level.
And be safe this summer.
Yeah, that's for sure. And also, when you're driving out there, please watch out for kids. There's a lot of kids out this summer.
Roslyn Farmers Market took place and kicked off their first farmers market of the year this last Sunday afternoon, and what a great turnout it was.
And Anna was down there to get some footage for you.
Hello everybody, Shop Roslyn's, great town.
You're gonna do one of those? Okay, 16. We got number. It's a beautiful day at the Roslyn Market. Good to see you here.
Thank you, Cody Martz and Ben Flowers, just a couple members of the board of the Farmers Market of Roslyn. Great job, guys, and can't wait for next Sunday to see the attendance. And also the Cleveland Public Market, they just look just as good. So 2 markets going on the same day. Great job to both of you guys and to the vendors and attendants at both events.
Paint the Town Purple happened this last weekend, and it's a rally for Relay for Life. And Relay for Life Walk Around the Track is coming up on July 20th. It's a day and a half, pretty much, festival of walking around the track. You go all night walking around. Tons of kids running around, tons of bands playing,
Oh,
and
it's
it's
a great time.
tons of money is raised.
All the beads that you
together.
collect for that one time walking around the track, you get 1 bead. I know so many kids have just beads covered their whole entire body because all the times they walked around that track.
This year I'm
Miles
gonna bring
and miles.
I'm gonna bring a bicycle.
All right, you can't ride a bike on the track.
I'm
No.
gonna
It's
do
a
it
brand
in
new
the grass.
track.
I'm gonna do it in the grass.
It's a great times. And Paint the Town Purple, they raised a lot of money in Cleveland and in Ronald. The Paint the Town Purple happened on Friday of last week in Cleveland, and then on Saturday in Ronald, they had the boot out there, the Ronald Fire Department, raising a bunch of money. And great job, Relay for Life, for putting on such a great event, Paint the Town Purple.
The Kittitas County Community Network hosted a heroin awareness meeting that took place on June 18th. Nolan was down there to collect some footage, and this took place at the Ellensburg City Hall.
So it's out there, and I guess one of the other things we're seeing in treatment is they're starting what society or general public would consider the harder drugs a lot younger now than they used to. So we do see that as an added concern, because if we're talking in terms of the disease of chemical dependency, it does progress faster in the adolescent brain than it does in an adult brain. So the fact that they have this early onset, so young, 12, 10-year-olds using heroin, it's scary. It's real scary. So.
To me, the most important thing is the public education part, because we have generations of people that have missed the heroin epidemic of the 70s. That missed out on all that information. We have young kids today that have no clue about what this country went through in the 70s when heroin was a very popular drug. When the taboo of heroin and the public perception of it was set fairly well in stone back in those days. And now we have the young kids, as spoken of earlier, that will pretty much use anything that's put in front of them, and that's because they missed that educational piece.
Kids don't always want to just listen to anybody lecture at them. They are looking for people that they can trust and build credibility in. So there's opportunities for all of us to be that person in any individual's life. And
my big question to you is, knowing that Narcan and naloxone is the difference between life and death among drug users, and knowing that you guys live in a rural area where the EMT does their very best to get there as fast as they can, but knowing that there's a lot of times that they cannot get there in time to save someone, and you were saying that there's issues, why wouldn't you start putting naloxone in drug users' hands and in family members' hands to stop the overdose rates?
Let me just respond to that, because it's not just Narcan. We have had shortages of Narcan. We've had shortages of other drugs as well. And the fact that you're buying it in as much volume as you are, that's a piece to it. The other thing to remember is that we have very specific pharmaceutical requirements and DEA requirements for a lot of these types of drugs, and you cannot cross certain zones with them. So as an example, when we had a shortage of narcotics, we had to buy within a certain zone. We couldn't go to Oregon, as an example, that didn't have a shortage.
We're doing a pretty good job at the subacute. The initial month or two of treatment, we're doing a horrible job afterwards. Again, this is more reacting, but when we are treating, we've got ads and we have barth. And number one, getting into, if you're on a low income scale, that would be ads. Just getting into treatment, you have a waiting period, a long waiting period. You have many hoops to jump through, so we're failing as a community, and when the addict does come, to get them the help they need.
Thank you to the Kittitas County Community Network for putting on this event about heroin, and thank you to the panel of expertise on letting people know more about heroin and how to hopefully prevent this epidemic before it gets to Kittitas County.
Creating awareness is key.
It is.
And
and education.
Education, and
is
you can never
huge.
start at an early enough age to, educate your children.
I don't even care if
or-
there's still in the womb. Just talk to them about, hey, there's drugs out there. Please don't do drugs. Don't do drugs.
I don't know about that.
I don't care. Talking to a belly, that's
but you
where
want
the
to
brain is absorbing, right?
when you're talking to a belly, you want to be positive. You want to be uplifting. You don't want to be talking about negative stuff.
Don't be a bad person.
Don't say don'ts when you're talking in the womb.
Sure,
Just say
don't
do's.
say don'ts. That's for sure.
I mean,
always
it's all
do's.
about always positive.
I guess a good age would probably be like 3 or 4. But no, definitely early education, because I know it was implanted in my brain that heroin was the top notch, the worst thing you could always do in the drug world.
And then meth came around.
Meth came around, and that was the number one thing. And there's so many bad drugs. Please take time and take the time to take the right decision, and don't do drugs because they just limit you to do nothing at all.
It's just dumb. It's like, I mean, you realize, like, when we were in high school and, like, people started doing it and, like, they thought it was cool, but, like, now it's like you really look back and you're just like, it's stupid.
So, yeah, stupid waste of time. So please, get out there, do some sports, or hang out with the right friends.
The VFW Post 1373 is calling out to all current prior military members to help escort the colors in the Pioneer Day Parade.
The Pioneer Day Parade is July 6th, downtown Cle Elum, and uniforms are welcome but not required. So please, if you're a part of the military service, or we're a part of the military service, get down there and show your colors so people can support you.
And here's a word from our sponsors.
Have you seen Cle Elum Farm and Home's clothing department lately? They've updated the whole department and have name brands like Carhartt, Columbia, Under Armour, and Timberland work boots. They also have a great selection of women's clothes, including a large assortment of women's bling jeans. They've got a great selection of fishing gear, camping and hiking supplies, guns, ammo, and gold panning equipment. Combine all of that with their hardware, electrical, and massive lawn and garden center. Farm and Home is really your one-stop shop, conveniently located in downtown Cle Elum.
The Cle Elum Public Market is finally here. It will be starting on May 5th and will run from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So come on down. We're sure you'll find a great deal. We have artisans, crafters, farmers, entertainers, and charitable organizations. Located on North Harris Avenue in historical Cle Elum, this side street turns into a lively marketplace every week. So don't forget to come on down this Sunday and every Sunday morning. Brought to you by the Vision of Cle Elum.
You need more advertising in your business. That's a fact. What's also a fact is that INTV has what you're looking for and more. See, we don't just connect you with Central Washington. We connect you with the world via all of the resources that we've developed and that we're ready to share with you. Let's say that we shoot and edit a 30-second commercial for you. It runs on our channel 5 to 7 times a day. That's 35 to 49 times a week and 140 to 196 times a month. On top of that, we air it on our semi-weekly show on our YouTube channel, which can reach a virtually infinite audience. This must be ridiculously priced, right? Not even close. A 2-month contract is only $250. So it's your choice. Is growth a priority for your business? INTV. Are you in?
Welcome back to this week's edition of INTV Team Action News. Taking a quick commercial break. Now we're back, and it is June 20th.
I'm Nolan Weiss.
And I'm Jeffrey Jorgensen.
And if you'd like to become a sponsor of INTV Team Action News, please give us a call, 649-3940, and we'd love to make a perfect commercial like those perfect advertisers that we have for our INTV Team Action News, and love to get more foot traffic in that business and hopefully get those sales through the roof.
And now let's go on to Civic News.
On June 18th, the South Cleveland City Council met, and they had a great meeting. It was only 17 minutes long, but they had so much information in it. Here's a brief clip of that.
I listened all weekend to what my grandkids say when they ask them a question, and it would be, I'm not sure. She's ignoring you.
I know. What's the matter, looking at me?
We just
I'm daydreaming.
We just elected you to the planning commission, and you didn't even know it.
And that concludes Civic News. And now let's go on to Randy Winkler with his weekly movie update.
Hey, it's Randy Winkler again, your friendly neighborhood movie reviewer. This week I saw 2 movies. The first one I saw was Man of Steel, Superman. I really loved it, I gotta tell you. I have a pet peeve about when they remake a movie that's been remade, and the story's been told over and over, and then they change things a little bit and they mix things up, and they did that in this movie, but it's okay because I loved it. And the only thing I had a little bit of a problem with was I really had trouble looking at Superman sometimes, because it was almost like they took him out, had him pose for an underwear commercial or a men's cologne commercial, you know, and he had the rock jaw chin and stuff, and he'd be posing so that I just kept seeing him and going, oh, that'd be a good underwear commercial. So anyway, as long as you're prepared for that, and I imagine the women will love that, but I didn't particularly care for it. But all in all, Superman was a great movie. Be sure you go see it. The second movie I saw, I hate to do this, but I gotta say, I really enjoy Seth Rogen and all of his gang. I've seen several movies of his that I enjoyed. This one, This Is the End, was terrible. I'm sorry. I stayed through the whole movie because it was one of those movies where they would have a joke that was funny, and then they'd have something that was just totally tasteless, and then they'd have another joke that was funny, and then they'd have something you'd go, why did they put that in? And then they'd have something funny, and it went that way through the whole movie. But the best way I can say it is Jonah Hill, after he did Moneyball, I thought, oh man, this guy is a great actor. I wipe out all of the bad thoughts I had about him as an actor, and then I saw This Is the End, and I put them all back now, because it was just, I can't recommend it. Don't go see it. Don't take anyone to go see it. Small children especially shouldn't go see it, and big children like me shouldn't see it. So that's pretty much all I have to say. I hate to do a negative review, but I got to tell it like it is. Now it's time for Eddie's trivia question of the week, which, by the way, I answered last week, Beetlejuice, and I got fabulous prizes. So I just want you to know that it pays to call in. So what can you tell him about this movie? there's a phone number somewhere around here. Call that number and tell them what movie it's from, and you too can win fabulous prizes. So don't forget to patronize your local Roslyn Theater and watch INTV on Channel 40.
Thank you, Randy Winkler, for that great movie review. Man of Steel looks great, and this is the end. Well, looks like one of those comedy movies.
Yeah.
Jeff, tell me what your favorite Batman evil villains are, because you have a funny list.
Joker?
What's number one? Joker?
Joker,
Of course.
obviously.
Which one? Nicolas Cage or Heath Ledger?
Heath Ledger, duh. Are you kidding me? Like, he was psycho. Heath
I'm
Ledger,
going
absolutely.
I'm going
Eddie
Nicolas
agrees.
Cage. I'm
And
going,
no, Eddie agrees.
going
with me.
Nicolas Cage.
No.
And then number two would be
Bane. I watched.
Would be Joker for me.
No,
Heath Ledger.
I watched the trilogy just yesterday, and I cannot believe how hard Bane is. Bane is.
What about Danny DeVito in Penguin?
I mean,
he was way harder.
No, Bane grew up in a cave, you know, like, and he's trying to get out.
So did Danny DeVito. He got his parents.
He was in a
ruined him.
sewer. He was in a sewer. He had tons of room to run.
There's so much extra space in our room to do activities.
No, who's your number three?
Riddler.
Jim Carrey Riddler?
But Danny DeVito's so much scarier.
Not scarier. Danny DeVito was amazing, actually.
No.
And I can't believe you wouldn't pick the Scarecrow.
Scarecrow, yeah, Scarecrow.
No, Catwoman was awesome.
I mean, she's a good guy as of right now.
No, I'm talking about the original Catwoman.
Oh, yeah.
She was awesome. Tommy Lee Jones was better than the Riddler. Like, Two-Face was way better than Jim Carrey.
No.
Even Arnold Schwarzenegger was better. Mr. Freeze.
No, Mr. Freeze had to have been one of the worst.
You have some of the worst picks ever.
No,
yeah,
you're
he is the worst.
crazy.
He was the worst.
Why don't you give us a call and give us your
Scarecrow was actually the worst.
No, Scarecrow was actually...
No, he was the worst.
But he was... I mean, I don't know. Who knows?
He was a wuss.
He was... Because he was
I
like
could have beat him up.
I don't know. Scarecrow was like the most believable, you know, like kind of bad guy.
Let us know who your evil villain from the Batman series was, even if it was back in the day when we don't know any of them from the Pow Whoop Schmacks.
Staying on the villain topic, Inland Network's Ringers are going to be battling the Pastime
Our
at
villains?
6 o'clock.
Those are our rivals right there.
Today. So
6:15.
if you're watching this, the game's already passed, and we don't know what the score is going to be, and it's going to be interesting.
And we'll let you know Monday. We have we got our girls all set. We don't have all of our guys, but it's gonna be a great season. Upper Kittitas County co-ed softball for the first time.
6 teams.
Starting right here, 6 teams, and they already played on Monday. They had a great turnout right there of attendance, and all their teams were there. So get out there Mondays and Wednesdays and enjoy co-ed softball in the Upper Kittitas County.
This past Sunday at Rungy Field, the Vintage Trailer Rally was there. It was actually Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, and that was an awesome time right there. The cars and the trailers are just so cool, and Anna was down there to get some footage to share with you.
So how did you acquire your trailer?
I just started looking around and stumbled across it, basically. Building it slowly but surely, putting it back together.
Cool. And where are you guys from?
Eatonville.
Eatonville, okay.
Yeah.
How many hours did you say you put into it?
I'd say probably 6.
Back in 1995, I was looking for a project, and it turned out to be a project. But it works well, doesn't leak, tows down the road nicely.
And how old is the trailer itself?
It's a 1964, and still in pretty good shape. As long as the wind doesn't blow my awning off.
That was the part. Collected bicycles, toys. It's a 1959 Shasta.
We bought it from somebody that lives over by Bothell.
On Craigslist, actually.
Wasn't very far from our house. I looked all over for all over the United States. It turned out about 4 miles from our house.
Don't you just love that?
It's great.
And our first trailer, the 57 Shasta, we bought at a yard sale over on Hood Canal.
Yeah. And I mean, have you guys restored it or anything?
It's pretty original.
I repainted it just using rattle cans, and I made that tail wing out of plywood. And that's my design on the paint job. Well, it's a 1959, so you can do the math.
Yeah.
year we bring a different kid.
It seems that way.
Thank you, Anna, for collecting that footage. Very cool things happening in downtown Roslyn. That's always pretty cool to go down there.
Told you they weren't gypsies.
They are gypsies.
They are.
My Aunt Cece.
Your Aunt Cece was down there, and she's not a gypsy.
Yeah, she owns one of them old trailers like a gypsy.
But
She's a
they were
pikey.
very cool trailers. Thank you guys for coming in here, showing off your beautiful trailers, and cannot wait for next year. If you missed it, do not miss it next year.
Doggie and Troll Olympics are going to be hosted at the Rotary Field as well this upcoming July 20th, and that is the same day as a walk around.
The walk around the track. So hey, go check out the Doggie ARF Olympics and then walk around that track. This is going to be an awesome time, hosted by ARF Animal Rescue and the Chimp Sanctuary Northwest. Two beautiful places right there that do amazing things. So please get out there, get your dog or your troll little action figure, and get out to the Rungy Field July 20th and help support ARF and the Chimps of the Northwest.
We'd like to shut down tonight's episode by wishing a couple people some happy birthdays.
Some happy birthdays. Happy birthday on June 20th, Jonathan Vukinich, Derek Davis, and his sister Sarah Davis. Happy birthday.
June 21st, we have Donnie Tate. Happy birthday, bud.
On June 22nd, we have Nick Tingval, Waylon Burgess, Holly Marie Johnson, and Greg McDaniels.
June 24th, we have Aaron Skinner. Happy birthday.
On June 25th, we have Josh Sargent, Mickey Montgomery, and Kelly Ann. Happy birthday to everybody. And if we missed your birthday, please don't let it happen again. Facebook us, tweet us, email us, or the old good-fashioned way, just call us and let us know.
Spin a couple local boys.
Trying to shoot some local news for you, June 20th, 2013. I'm Nolan Weiss.
And I'm Jeffrey Jordan.
And remember, give us a call if you want to advertise that business.
Bane was, I watched that again last night, and that he is my the darkness is your ally. He is my favorite.
The darkness is your ally.
He's my favorite bad guy of Batman.
Bane?
Hold
You
on,
said
I
Bane,
remember.
Joker, and the Riddler? You said the Riddler?
Joker, Bane, Riddler.
Why Riddler?
But Bane.
Why Riddler?
Nobody thinks of Riddler.
Nobody thought Riddler was cool. Jim Carrey
is amazing.
If you know anybody with drug use, please get some help for them, because it is a disease. They are saying right now they are born with this disease. It's not an illness.
Don't say that. Please, I don't believe that. Don't call it a disease. It's a scapegoat, bro.
It is a disease, dude.
No, it's not. It's not a disease.
It is a disease,
No,
I think.
it's not a disease.
Why?
It's not. Because a disease is something that you were born with. I mean, it's
You don't think we're born with an addictive personality? With one little thing in our mind?
Everyone's born with addictions, period.
Yeah.
But like, no, this is not. It's not a disease. I mean, everyone has addictions to something. I mean, a disease is a disease doesn't make you like fucking put a needle in your arm, or like make you put a pipe
It makes you
up your-
sick, though. Yeah, it makes you want it so bad. They're calling it a disease.
No,
It's an
because
addiction.
you're not born with it, because if you've never tried it, you don't need it. Period. That's how it is. When someone picking a physical act, it's not a disease. It's a scapegoat. Like you can sit there and say,
had it in her mind the whole entire time that she was.
I can blame it on whatever. Like it doesn't matter. Like it's not a disease. You don't have a disease to make you physically pick something up and then inject it into your body or smoke it. That's not a disease, dude. A disease is when you're sick. You know, you become sick. Like it's a disease.
You become sick. You literally become sick because you're addicted to this and you need it. You physically can't go.
So then how are you born with it?
Because you're born with an addiction in your mind. Like because you take that one hit of something, somebody can take a hit of that Coke and they are addicted because they have something in their mind that it triggers perfectly to say, this is what I love, this is what I need, this is what I need to have. And it's already in their mind. Maybe disease is the wrong word for it.
It is. It's completely the wrong
word. But I know what they mean. It's in your mind already. It's already implanted in your mind that you can be an addict if you are introduced to this substance.
Well, it doesn't matter. That's how anybody is.
I could say you can be addicted to everything. It's just a habit. I guess it's an overuse of a habit.
Yeah, but dude, it's not a disease.